Alright, we are back with another review. No electronics this time. So let's get into this. What have we got here? This is an SW Motech Micro Evo Quick Lock tank bag. Let's get her opened up. I'm going to do my best to stay in frame here, but I don't have a lot of space to work with. For starters, comes in this bag. Kind of interesting. Usually it'd just be wrapped in plastic. Here's the tank bag itself. Like I said, this is the Micro. It is a 2-liter or expandable with the zipper along the bottom edge here up to 5 liters. So very small tank bag. I got this bag to be my everyday tank bag. I have a much larger bag that I use when I go on trips, but this is for commuting to work, riding around town, quick trips. And then the other interesting thing about this bag is I got it in the electric version. If you're not familiar with the way SW Motech does their electric tank bags, or even their quick lock tank bags, I guess I should back up a little bit. They have a latch that it's all inside of here. I'll show you in a minute. So that you don't have to deal with magnets or straps or anything to hold your tank bag on, because honestly a lot of bikes have plastic tanks nowadays or just plastic covers on them. So the magnets don't work and most people don't like to deal with straps. So the quick lock feature is really cool. Simpler, more convenient. And then this one has an electrified tank ring, which we'll get into, but it allows you to have 12 volts inside your tank bag for like USB chargers or a cigarette lighter plug. And the reason that I bought this bag in particular is because the regular price on the non-electric version of this is $118, and the electric version, the one that I got, I paid $200 for, and it comes with the exact same mount and everything that my other tank bag uses, but it's electrified, and I wanted to add that to my larger tank bag. Well, to get just the electrified mount is $155. So for an extra $50, I got this $100 tank bag plus the electrified mount to go on my other bag. So hopefully that's not too confusing. Essentially this review is just on the tank bag, but just to understand, I'm switching things around, putting the electric mount on my other tank bag. So anyway, let's get this thing open. Comes with all of the parts inside the bag. Not really sure what these are actually. My other tank bag didn't have that, so this must be something to do with the electrified portion. I'll set that off to the side. These wires are definitely for the electronic portion. Looks like we got more wires in this bag and then some instructions. Probably going to break tradition and actually read the instructions this time. I don't know, we'll see. We've got I would imagine this is your waterproof rain cover. We'll open that up once we get this last piece out of here. So this is what makes everything happen, really. Oh, don't need that yet. This piece attaches to the bottom of the tank bag, and then you have a ring mounted to your filler cap on your motorcycle, and it allows your tank bag to snap. It would be sitting this way, snap down onto that ring on your gas tank, your filler cap, so that you don't have magnets or straps or anything. You just pull this thing and it pops off. See this loop here? And you pull it, those teeth open up and it pops right off of your tank. We'll get that out of the way, and then I'll show you the kind of weird setup to these bags, and then we'll go through the inside of it. So you see there's a hollow in the bottom of the tank bag, and unfortunately it does take up some room inside the bag. Well, you can't see that too well. See my fingers kind of go down around the edge of it, and the reason for this space here is so that this has somewhere to go in here, and that way the bottom of the tank bag is still flat. Otherwise, if it was a flat bottom, this would sit up here like this, and it would look really weird on your tank. And then you'll notice it's got extra space in there so that you can adjust how this sits on the bike. But pretty straightforward. If you're interested in getting one of these, the only thing I would point out is that because this is adjustable back and forth, there are no holes drilled in here, which means you have to do it. So you have to take your brand new tank bag and drill holes in it. Now luckily they give you this template here to make sure you get your holes exactly where they're supposed to go, but do keep that in mind. If you buy an SW Motech quick lock tank bag, you're gonna have to drill holes in it right off the bat. So I said we'd look at the cover. Okay, cool. So this is like the cover for my other tank bag, in that it has two drawstrings, so you can cinch it down when it's in its normal collapsed mode with this drawstring that's up higher, or if you have it expanded, you can use the other lower one and everything will still stay on there good and tight. We'll open it up, look through the inside real quick, and this will be pretty simple because there's nothing going on inside of here. It is just a bucket, basically. It does have one pocket, sorry I'm running out of space here, one pocket, zippered pocket on the lid, and that's it. There's no dividers, there's no pen holders, there's nothing. You've just got one zippered pocket and then a bucket. They do give you this here if you want to pass like headphones or a charge cable through there instead of doing the full electrified mount like I've got. And just so you know, these don't come, it's not open from the factory. If you want to use this, you have to take a razor and slice that way and this way to cut that open. Just, it maintains a waterproof seal in case you don't want to use it. So that's really it for the overview of the bag itself. Like I said, tiny tank bag, so there's not a whole lot to go over. Next we'll go over to the bike. We'll do a separate video for the installation of the tank ring as well as the adapter plate on the bottom of the bag, but for now let's just look at what we can fit in the bag and how useful it's going to be on a daily basis. So the first thing that you'll probably want to have with you all the time is going to be your waterproof cover. You never know when you might get caught in the rain. If you live somewhere that it doesn't rain, then I guess maybe you can skip this part. I'm going to try, because I want to keep this with me all the time, to kind of get this thing into a long skinny rope shape. Flip the bag open and you'll see, because there's that indent that comes up into the bag for the plate, my fingers can stick down around the side here. I'm going to try and fill that gap with my waterproof cover. That works well enough, and hopefully I won't end up losing small things down in there. flip this over like this so it doesn't keep getting in our way. There we go. Next, just your regular everyday things that are going to be in there. I know this isn't a regular ballpoint pen, but I couldn't find one. I like to keep a pen in my tank bag for, I don't know, it's probably pointless, but I like to have one. And since there is this weird little gap on the side, we can just kind of stuff it down in there and don't even know it's there. Then everybody's always going to have phone, wallet. See how we can get these to fit in there. And then I usually have another set of keys with me on a regular basis. So we'll see, get those in there somehow. And I like to carry this folding hat with me. This is from, well, this one's branded Moto Skivvies, but I've seen these same hats with other brands on them. Nice to have. I like to wear a hat. So you can get that in there pretty easily. And this is all in the non-expanded setup right now. And then where I live, it's pretty common to have big, bulky cold weather gloves in the morning. And then in the afternoon on the way home from work, you need these. So since we're in the non-expanded mode, I'm pretty sure there's no way I'm gonna get those in there. But let's see if we can cram these warm weather gloves in there too. It's definitely a tight fit, but I think, yeah. So it's all in there. That's the basics. You're not gonna get anything else in there in non-expanded mode. So now let's take everything out of there and expand it and see if we can fit our cold weather gloves in there with everything else. Alright, we've got it empty. We'll expand it, and I'm actually going to pop it off of the tank to show you how this zipper works. Right here, this is the front of the bag. You've got this other zipper that's held up here in this little piece of elastic. If you fight it out of there, you can unzip it. All the way around, back to where it started, actually a little bit past where it started. And then the bag pops up and you get a little bit more space in there. So let's see how this works. Phone. Oh, and I forgot to mention before, for reference, this is a iPhone XS Max. So it makes the tank bag look smaller than it is. It's just a big phone. Wallet, keys, hat, and then, ooh, this is going to be tight. I don't know if this is going to work. Cold weather gloves. Oh yeah, we're going to get it. Look at that. And there's actually quite a bit more space left in there. It was a tight squeeze, but once it's in there, they kind of opened up a little bit and flattened out. So I think for just a daily use bag, this will be perfect. You're not going to fit anything else in here other than just your basics, but you can do it. Wear your warm weather or your cold weather gloves in the morning. Have it in collapse mode with the small gloves in there, and then in the afternoon expand it, put the cold weather gloves in, and wear these ones. Well, that about does it for the overview. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I will link to the installation video down in the description. And thanks for watching.